In general, schools need work every 25 to 30 years. Once you get past 30 years in the life of a school, you start to see the kind of deterioration that I'm going to show you and that you're going to learn about tonight. Since 1954. At earliest, there have been parts of the building that are now from 1993. So part of what you're going to see tonight when you're looking around is there are some areas of the building that have been going strong since the Korean War.
We have some really bad roofs on our schools. They're at way past their service life. So we're addressing those as best we can. This new plan completely addresses them. But if you turn around and look up at the truss, we call it truss, it's called light steel truss. You can see that there's a very slight pitch to that. It's higher in the center and it pitches off on both sides. That's something that I'm very interested in trying to incorporate in the new Renovate to New schools so that we can put this type of roof over our existing roofs and gain the pitch so that shed our water off our roofs instead of hold that weight. We've had a lot of problems with weight on our roofs. You can swim in many different areas on our roofs right now. The difficult part to see is what's going on behind these roof structures. All the HVAC, the piping, the plumbing, the electrical work and stuff that's behind these ceiling tiles that show signs of leaks just probably about everywhere you go. We literally fight leaks every day. We have moisture issues in all our elementary schools because of the lack of HVAC. We don't have a way to extrude the moisture out of our schools. That's why it gets so hot.
This is where our kids eat lunch, but where I really want to point your attention to is what's behind me. So when this was painted, this school was a pre-K2 school. At that time, you had this area, which is the original 1954 part that Mr. Johnson was talking about. And then you had portable classrooms that were kind of tacked onto the side going down this hallway. Generally speaking, though, you have to understand portable classrooms are wood. They are by nature temporary structures. They're not designed to last a long time. So around 2015, our former superintendent had these portable classrooms taken off, and second grade moved down the road to Gildersleeve, which at that time was a grade 3 through 4 school. I point this out to you because one of the important things to remember is that when I talk to you tonight about a pre-K2 school, we're not inventing anything new. This was a pre-K2 school with the portable classrooms. What we're talking about is bringing the second grade back here, but creating the bricks and mortar space so we don't have to add portable classrooms, but otherwise return this building back into a pre-K facility. But in general, this classroom is way bigger than you need for an average kindergarten classroom with anywhere from 15 to 20 students in it. Whatever architect designed the space didn't design it this way for a kindergarten classroom. I want to point this out to you because part of the plan that we have to turn this school back into a pre-K2 school does not require us to add an enormous amount of square footage. The reason is that in a renovate to new scenario, this room would be, all of the rooms down this hallway would be the walls taken out and essentially gutted. And then the building would be put back together in a way that could accommodate the second grader. So I know that's a question that's come up is, hey, don't you have to add a second floor or spread your wings out? The answer is no. We have the square footage here. We just need to reconfigure it differently. And this room is a perfect example of how there's excess square footage that we could recapitalize on. The ask for the community would be to take this building, renovate it to new, and turn it back into a pre-K2 school without portable classrooms. Right? Take the existing space, gut it, renovate it, and you have to understand, Mr. Shea can give you more details, but by renovate to new, essentially everything is brand new. New HVAC, new roof, new windows, everything is it's like when you got a house. You take it right down to the foundation, essentially the architects will describe it as right down to the foundation and the steel supports, and then put back together with everything brand new, including technology and drops and designed with all of the things we know about school security and all the things that the designers of buildings in the 1990s and the 1960s didn't have to consider specifically with respect to security and technology and all the things that make a modern day school modern. If we put second grade back there, we would need to put our 3rd through 5th graders at Gildersleeve. In order to do that, we would like to take our 6th grade and move it up the hill to the middle school. The nice thing is we have more than enough room at the middle school right now to accommodate the 6th grade. We wouldn't have to add any square footage or do any major renovations to the middle school. We could move the 6th grade right up the hill to the middle school. At that point, here's the neat thing. Valley View would again be a pre-K2 school. Gildersleeve would go back, it used to be a grades 3 through 5 school, and Portland used to have a grade 6, 7, 8 middle school at Brownstone. Now you'd have a grade 6, 7, 8 middle school at the middle school up the hill. So all we're really talking about is kind of going back to the future in town. All of these grade level configurations were once in town, and hopefully they'll be that way again. After 5 years of use, the goal would be to turn Brownstone back over to the town. We need it for 5 years of swing space, but at the end of the 5th year, we would be asking the town to take over responsibility for Brownstone. And in that time, I know Mr. Pelton is here. There are plans to form a committee to design a long-term vision for what Brownstone could become. I'm not gonna tell you that tomorrow things are gonna fall apart, but I am gonna say, and Bob and Carl, shake your head if you agree with me, we're on borrowed time. You've seen the age of the schools. We're at a point where we have to do something. And I promise you, based on what I've seen, with the growth in town and the state reimbursement available to us, you're never gonna get a better deal than really I think we've got right now. That 15% bonus for the pre-K was such an incredible game changer. Laurel is shaking her head. I mean, I couldn't believe it when we saw it. Because even on the large school, we were only calculating that 50% on the pre-K square footage. That they changed that law and said you can apply it to the whole thing, moved us from 53 to 74. 3/4 of this is now eligible for state reimbursement because of that.